I'm Angi Gonzalez with the NY1 Minute. After much back and forth, the city's vaccine mandate for public school teachers and staff set to take effect on Monday is now off. This after a federal judge temporarily blocked the city from enforcing it. Meanwhile, a different vaccine mandate is set to begin Monday. All healthcare workers across the state must have at least one vaccine dose, or else they're not going to be allowed to go to work at hospitals or nursing homes. The state is preparing for any staffing shortages. A video is going viral showing a vendor's produce being confiscated and thrown out. It happened in the Bronx, and now officials are speaking out. And in Manhattan, the Global Citizen Festival takes the stage. The worldwide fundraiser concert was headlined by superstars like Ed Sheeran, Billie Eilish, and Bronx native Jennifer Lopez. Today's top stories are coming up, but first a quick check of your forecast. It's time now for your weather on the ones. A quiet and dry night is in store for the city. Lows are going to fall into the low 60s. Sunday is going to feature lots of sunshine and comfortable temperatures. Highs are going to top out near 75 degrees for all 5 boroughs. By tomorrow night, we're going to cool off a bit once again while remaining dry. Lows are going to be between 70 to 75 degrees. Our extended forecast keeps us in the clear through Monday before another round of rain comes through on Tuesday. Your next weather check comes in 10 minutes. Shots ring out in Astoria, Queens, leaving one person dead after he was shot in the head late Friday night. The incident happened right around 11:30 p.m. After responding to a call of shots fired on Astoria Boulevard near the Astoria houses, cops say that they found 2 men with gunshot wounds. 31-year-old Anthony Edwards was the victim who was killed. He was shot twice in the face. The other victim was injured but is expected to survive. And police are investigating another fatal shooting, this time in Jamaica, Queens. Police say that shooting happened just before 11 p.m. Friday night on 102nd Road. When authorities arrived on the scene, that's where they found the 20-year-old victim in this case. He'd been shot in the torso and leg and later pronounced dead at Jamaica Hospital. No arrests have been made. Police are investigating a violent assault on the A train early Saturday morning. It happened at around 3 a.m. on a northbound train at the 125th Street station. Police say that there was an argument between a single male victim who found himself up against between 8 to 10 individuals. Police say that group then attacked the victim all at once, leaving him with a broken finger and head injury, to name a few of those injuries he sustained. So far, no arrests have been made. Police are asking for your help identifying 2 people who ruthlessly attacked a 9-year-old boy and then stole his bike. This happened on Staten Island near the intersection of Osgood Avenue and Stage Lane. Just after 5 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, police say that the 2 individuals pictured here approached the 9-year-old and began punching him in the head. The 2 assailants then fled the scene with the bike in tow. One of the leading topics in this upcoming mayoral race is crime. Both Eric Adams and Curtis Sliwa are adamant that they have the right credentials to make the city's streets safer. As NY1's Emily No reports, they're using heated rhetoric to get their points across. A federal judge has temporarily blocked city schools from enforcing its vaccine mandate for teachers and staff. Now, according to the court document in question, the judge says that the injunction will be in place until a 3-judge panel can review the case, and that hearing should take place on Wednesday. The mandate was set to go into effect on Monday. In fact, the mayor was asked Friday if there would be enough teachers on hand Monday, as those who are unvaccinated would not be able to go into work for their normal shift. The DOE tells NY1 that there are still about 10,000 teachers in the city that remain unvaccinated. That's about 13% of the city's 7,800 teachers on the payroll. Governor Kathy Hochul is preparing the state for possible staff shortages ahead of Monday's vaccine mandate for healthcare workers. Many healthcare workers still have not yet received their first shot of the COVID-19 vaccine, leaving potentially thousands of healthcare workers out of a job in the coming days. If necessary, Hochul says that she will declare a state of emergency and even call in medically trained National Guard members, retirees, and workers outside the state to fill those positions. Booster shots are now here, and they're available to a wider range of people. That's come after months of discussion and consideration from local and federal agencies, doctors, and other experts. So are you in one of the groups that are now eligible? And if so, what are the benefits of getting a third dose? Our national health reporter, Aaron Billups, explains. Some of the music industry's biggest stars performed in Central Park on Saturday, and they did so for a great cause. It was part of the Global Citizen Festival, a worldwide concert aimed at raising awareness and money for social causes. NY1's Rebecca Greenberg has more from Manhattan. An organization that advocates on behalf of street vendors is outraged and now sharing a viral video that appears to show city sanitation workers and police throwing away boxes upon boxes of fresh produce being sold by a street vendor in the Bronx. Representatives from the Street Vendor Project posted the video on social media Saturday. They called the action, quote, a systematic abuse of our city's micro businesses and disregard for hunger. Officials, however, say there's more to the story. They told NY1 that the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, along with the NYPD, were inspecting the cart in question on Thursday and found that the vendor was not licensed. They say that the vendor then abandoned the cart before they could issue a violation, and then they threw the items away. But now a DCWP spokesperson is saying that the enforcement was not in line with the city's policies, adding that they want to ensure that this type of wastefulness does not happen again. New York City is now the first city in the country to pass sweeping legislation that regulates the food delivery industry. It aims at improving working conditions and setting a minimum pay for workers. NY1's Clodagh McGowan has more. The House Budget Committee gives the green light to the president's $3.5 trillion bill aimed at improving a lot of things here in the United States, including climate change programs. The panel approved the bill in a vote of 20-17. California moderate Scott Peters was the only Democrat to vote against it. This vote now brings the bill one step closer to a debate and then vote on the House floor. This week, President Joe Biden is expected to make a push to encourage passage of the bill by meeting with several key congressional Democrats. Some Queens residents are adjusting to some new bus lane restrictions, but they better catch on fast, as those who are now getting warnings are soon going to get violations and then fines. Currently, the city has nearly 140 miles of dedicated bus lanes. That's nearly twice as many as there were back in 2014. NY1's Alyssa Palicelli reports on drivers in Southeast Queens who say that the bus lanes there are causing congestion, but commuters hope enforcement will help speed up their trip. It's a story that seems to repeat itself over and over. Members of one Manhattan community, in this case, are at risk of losing their oasis, a big park in the heart of Little Italy. The city's argument? That it's desperately needed land for public housing for seniors. A few lawsuits and an expired lease later, and the fate of the park remains unknown. NY1's Victoria Manna has that story. That's all for this half hour of news. Stay with us for the latest on all your top stories and your weather on the ones in our next half hour.